What is going on, guys? Artist Touch Painting here. As always, your favorite artist, Jesse, back with another Frequently Asked Question Friday blog video. So this week's question is, how do we refinish kitchen cabinets? So it's roughly, we have it broken down to an 8-step process, but I'm going to give you the whole kind of long version of how we do it. And this is what if you talk to me on the phone for a quote or consultation, or if I'm in your home doing a consultation for you, I basically start off by asking you, what do you know about the cabinet finishing process? And based off of your answer is where I start, or in our process, or where I differ from what you might know. But whether it's the boxes or the doors, it's all the same process, and where I'm working on them is the only thing that differs job to job. But first thing we do is we come into your kitchen and we label all of your doors, all of your cabinet doors and drawer pieces. Number them 1 through whatever, starting at the top left and all the way down clockwise to the bottom right, working around systematically, depending on how your kitchen layout is. Then we remove those doors. We take the hinges off and put them on the shelves inside your cabinet boxes. We do ask that you empty your kitchen cabinets, so that way we can clean in there, vacuum in there, wipe everything down, make sure that our tape sticks very nicely, and we don't have to worry about any blow through with our spraying process. Once that's all set up, take the doors either in the next room where we're working on the cabinets in your home, or in your garage, or outside in our pop-up booth, or back at my place where I have a shop set up, depending on your location and your specific situation at your house. If you have the space, we can do it there and save some time and travel. But we work on them in 2 different phases. Usually we will work on the boxes first and then work on the doors and install them when they're finished. But like I said, they go through the same process. Everything gets degreased with an industrial degreaser. Number one offender of failing paint jobs on cabinets is grease. If we don't get all of the grease out of all the little nooks, the crannies, the edges, the grain that's there, anything like that, it doesn't matter what incredible product primer we put on top or the top coat over that. The grease will eventually eat its way through, and you will have adhesion issues, and you will end up having paint chipping, scraping, flaking, whatever. So anybody that doesn't put their absolute first priority on cleaning is going to give you a red flag, and they should probably work on their process, because if it's not clean, it's not going to last. Now, once everything is cleaned, we sand everything. We start with either a 100 or a 150 grit sanding. We do this with sanders and by hand, depending on the profile of your cabinet boxes and doors. But we try to stick to mostly as much dustless sanding as possible, with our sanders attached to our HEPA filtered vacuums. So no dust goes through our sanders into our vacuum and out the exhaust into your house. Now, before this, we have everything masked off. So we cover your floors, your counters, your backsplash, your walls if we're not painting them, your ceilings if we're not painting them. All of your appliances get masked up. That's usually on day 3 for the appliances. So you can use your kitchen while we're in there. But we cover everything that isn't getting painted. Now, after the first initial sanding is when we mask off your boxes, where we put tape on the inside edge and we hang paper or plastic to close off the interior of your cabinet boxes. We do it in this order so that we don't affect the tape edge in any way before our spraying. So we clean, we sand, we vacuum it, and then we wipe it with a tack cloth. Then we make sure that everything is masked off, taped up tight, everything's clean edged, and covered for protection. For protection, we use either paper or plastic on your walls and your ceiling, and wrapped around your appliances. For the floors and countertops, we either use a thick warehouse rated hardboard. You've probably seen a lot of contractors use it, Ram board, X board. It's waterproof, it's shock resistant. But in most cases, we use roofing underlayment. It's thin, it's pliable, it's wide, you get a lot on a roll, it's easy to cut, it's got a grid pattern on it so we can cut things quickly and efficiently. It's waterproof, and we have absolutely no issues with any spilling with that. it seems to be just as good. And it looks really nice once it's all on. It's very appealing to the eye with all the clean edges. So this is the point where we're able to go through and spray everything with primer. All of our coatings are 2K polyurethane. They are a 2-component product. So we take a base of either white or clear polyurethane that's water-based, and we add a hardening chemical, a catalyst. So when you add this and mix it together, it gives you the longevity, the durability, the wipeability, the chemical resistance, and this is everything that you want in your kitchen cabinets. It's KCMA approved, Kitchen Cabinet Manufacturers Association approved. These coatings go through a rigorous 30-point checklist of chemicals and hot, cold, all these different tests to make sure that it withstands the abuse that kitchens go through. Anything less than a 2K poly, anything that's out of store, big box sold, Sherwin, or, well, in certain cases, there are some Sherwin products we can use. We choose to use an outsourced product called Renner. It's an Italian coating, but the point is it's the added catalyst that gives you everything that you want in a kitchen cabinet job. And that's just what we prefer to use. We haven't had any issues with it. It's fast, it lays smooth, it comes in a ton of sheens. I can get any color that you want. It's durable. If I do end up coming to your home, I bring you a sample and I'll hand you a knife and let you scrape and scratch out a sample door and see how durable these coatings actually are. I've had a client take blueberry and smash it on there, let it sit on a white cabinet, and then wipe it off and see that it doesn't stain. So it's very durable. It's what I trust. It's what I know works. And it's a top quality product for me to give to you. Now, this is for the primer and the top coat. They're both 2K polyurethanes. The primer is just the sealer added chemicals in it, and it is high build, and it sands really soft and fluffy. It's nice for us to be able to see what things we need to fix. Once we're primed, we sand, we vacuum, we wipe it with a tap cloth, and then that's when we do any repairs that we need to do. We use Bondo. It's a red glazing putty, so we can see what areas need to be filled. We sand that back flat and smooth. And then we either spot prime with a vinyl sealer or another coat of primer, depending on your job and your situation, the wood species you have. Sometimes we'll do 2 coats of primer. In most cases, we're doing 1 coat of primer, 1 to 2 coats of Bondo patching, spot priming, sanding, vacuuming, and tack clothing again before we do 2 coats of top coat. The other great part about the 2K polyurethanes that we use is the top coat. If you run through the first coat and everything goes well and you don't have any drips or sags or anything to fix or go back over, it dries fast enough and flashes off to where you can then spray another coat on top of it. And those 2 coats will mold together and form one thicker, hardened double coating, if you will. And this is great for us because we don't have to wait 4 hours to sand it and wait for it to cure before we have to vacuum it and clean it and then spray again. So it really helps with our production times, and you still get an outstanding quality. Now, if there are issues, there's still a relatively good amount of time where I can do some patchwork or fix some drips and sags if they happen. They do occur. We fix them and we can still spray again. A lot of times this is all still done in one day, and you have finished coats done. Now, like I said, we do this in 2 phases. So we do that on your boxes and then we do that on your doors separately. If I have enough guys in a crew at the time, we'll do it at the same time and get it done in really good, manageable timeframes for you. But in almost every single case, you will always have your kitchen back on Friday so that you have it over the weekend. We never seal you out to where you can't use your appliances or use your kitchen. It is a usable kitchen for the weekend every time. But yeah, on average, we're 7 to 10 days on a standard 1 color, under 40 piece kitchen cabinet. Anything over that takes a little bit longer. If you have more colors, if you have a bunch of different sections in your kitchen or whatever it may be, it might add a day or 2 depending on damages, things like that. But on average, 7 to 10 days, your whole kitchen is done brand new and used, and it's all cleaned up, and it's as if you bought brand new cabinets and installed them without affecting anything else in your kitchen. It's a really great way for you to save some money, save some time, And if you choose, you can use the savings to then dump into new kitchen counters, new backsplash, new paint if we're painting afterwards, flooring. When you get into ripping out your cabinets, it starts adding up in the 30, 40, $50,000 when you're remodeling a whole kitchen. So we can come in and save you some thousands of dollars. But that is our process. It's a lot of sanding, vacuuming, wiping, and then doing 3 to 4 coats of a good quality product. And that's how we do it. If you want a quote, give us a call. Go check out the written version of this blog. The link is down below. Until next week, enjoy your weekend, guys.